everybody, and welcome to HEX Token channel. Your host, Superman, in the house. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Man, we're another day in the week. And, of course, is the hammer going to fall this week? Is the hammer going to fall this week? Looks like it's starting to fall, doesn't it? So we're going to have a look at that later on. We're going to get to stock market, crypto market, HEX ecosystem, and, of course, some of our favorite projects as well. There's a few little bit of extras as well. So very, very cool. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button. And, of course, if you haven't joined our Discord, a link is in the video description. And maybe one of the mods will post it in the chat as well. All right, let's see who else is in the house. And let's catch up on here. Let's go. We got hello. How are you today? Lies beneath in the house. Good to see you as always. And, of course, the ultimate strategy, HEX, EHEX, PLS, and PLX for the win, 100%. And, of course, we've got Blobfish King in the house as well. Can things get any worse in the long run? It's better for the bear market to weed out the fraudulent centralized exchanges. That's true, Blobfish King. That's true. Yeah, we've got probably contagion going on. So we've still got the FTX hacker. I think he's still selling some of the ETH down. I think he's got something 200,000 ETH or something like that. Seems to be still selling that stuff down. J-Man House. Hello, Superman, and hello, Hexkins. Good to see J-Man. Check my pulse. What's up, man? Superman, what's up, Hexkins? What else there? We got Tony Starr in the house. Hey, Tony Starr, it's been a little while. Good to see you in the chat there as well. Brian, of course, one of our two community leads. Always a pleasure. And, of course, Stake Hex, thank me later. Let's go, Superman. Love this. No FUD, no drama, family, HEX Token show. Hey, thanks for that. Yeah, that's pretty much part of it. That's a big part of this channel is that we try to focus, keep away from the drama, and, of course, have a family language type of channel. Hopefully everybody does like that for sure. Michael's in the house there. Hey, guys and girls. Good to see you, Michael. Hammer time. Yeah, I think it's hammer time. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk about El Capo of crypto, and he's been calling hammer time. So we're definitely looking at that. Good morning, Super Says Pulse Beta. Good to see you. And, of course, Brian's posted the Discord link if you want to join our Discord. It really is a cool place, man. We're trying to make it as safe as possible, good information, and good community. So if you like that, jump in there and get active. Engaged community is the best community. So definitely do that. Dirty Paws in the house there. Woo! Good to see Dirty Paws. Cato Natural as well. Hey, Superman and everybody. Good to see you, Cato. Chance Nicely. Great to see you, Superman. Always a pleasure. Chance Nicely. Humberto Gonzalez. Hello from sunny Miami, the crypto capital of the USA. I think that is true, too. Good to see you, Humberto. FUD the FUD. Yeah, FUD the FUD. That's for sure. Katie's in the house. Hey, one of our moderators. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Super. Hey, always a pleasure, Katie. And, of course, Stake Hex. Thank me later. Hat tip to all the regs. Yeah, all the regulars. That's for sure. V3 before Christmas will put a smile on my dial. Yeah, we're going to talk a bit more about that. That is part of the title of the video. PULSECHAIN Testnet V3 before Christmas. We're going to look at that. And also the HEX Price Poll I put out yesterday. The HEX Price Poll. We'll see what the community thinks. That's coming up probably in the middle of the live stream, so stay tuned for that. All right, so cool. We got Paul in the house there. Please let me know. Please tell me more about Maddie all in HEX and SEC. Okay, yeah. We'll talk a little bit about that when we get up to BitBoy. When we talk a little bit about BitBoy coming up. Pulse Beta says low volume, or is it something? My end says Pulse Beta. Hopefully, it's not nothing wrong there. Must be on your end there, Pulse Beta. Let me know if the audio is okay, folks, in the chat there. It'd be cool. CJ as well. Good to see CJ. Audio says check my pulse. Audio. Is there something wrong with the audio? Seems fine to me. Let's have a look at the audio. Testing. Seems fine to me. Seems good to me. So fine. What else there? Audio the same as always. Good. All good, says Brian. Okay, cool. Christian's in the house as well. Good to see Christian. Hello, my crypto familia. I love that. Audio good, says most people in the chat there. Good. Yeah, sweet as. Yeah, it just takes one person to say the audio is off, and then you have to stop to check the audio. Audio good, says Luke Wild. Nice one, Luke. Appreciate that. Must be my end. Thanks, Pulse Beta. You start off a wave, Pulse Beta, a wave. All right, so cool. Hey, we got Stuck in the house as well. 90 days massive yield gains. Woo! Yeah, that's going to be good. You're talking about Koza and things like that. Audio good, says JB. Nice one. All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's get into it. Stock market. Let's go. And, of course, here we are. The title of today is Dow ends in red. as fresh COVID lockdowns affairs in China bite. I'm supposed to not say that word because I don't want to get picked up by YouTube. Dow ends as in the red as fresh C lockdown fears in China bite. Oh, it's too late now. I said it earlier, didn't I? Anyway, so we've got the Dow Jones there, the top 30 industrials. It's down 45 points, down to 33,700. That is actually still holding up pretty relatively high, so that's pretty good to see at the moment. We've got S&P 500 is down 15 points, down to 3,949. And, of course, the NASDAQ is down 1% there, 121 points, down to 11,024. That is all where all the tech companies are, as I always say. And that is just down slightly for the opening of this week. Of course, the dollar index is up almost to 8/10, just over 8/10 of a percent, up to 107.7 versus the trading partners in the index. Remember, the US dollar is the reserve currency. Now, obviously, there are different plans around the world trying to undermine that, particularly you could argue the Saudis and the Chinese and the Russians and people like that. But at the moment, it is still the boss. Let's go to the commodities. And, of course, let's jump over to West Texas. There is down 30 cents, up 30 cents, I should say, up to $80.14. Brent crude there up 7 cents, $87.78. Let's have a look at the last month at those, particularly Brent oil. Yes, so Brent oil in the last month, in the middle of the month, back in, around about the 10th of November or something like that. That was, was it the 7th of November? That is $98, so it's really high. So it's definitely off about $11 from the high there in the month. So it's nice to see that pullback. Good for less inflation, right? Especially headline inflation. Maybe headline inflation includes the food prices and the energy prices. So it's good to see. Now, gold is at $17.39, down 15 cents, and silver up 2 cents to $20.88. Remember, silver is what Rich Dad, Poor Dad Kiyosaki calls the poor man's, what's he call it? The poor man's, I'm going to have to go back and check that. The poor man's play or something like that for moving ahead. Especially if the US dollar, if the Fed pivots and the US dollar dives, then obviously silver would be a fantastic play, as would gold. So there we are. We got that's pretty much it from there. Let's jump into the commentary. We haven't got red day. I haven't put it red. I put it orange, which is sort of like the next level down. The Dow closed slightly lower Monday, led by weakness in energy and consumer stocks amid reports that Beijing returned to economically sapping C restrictions there. So it's not the other C, it's this C. Energy stocks fell more than 1% as C-19 lockdowns returned to Beijing after the city reported its first C deaths in months. Now, C deaths in months. Now, was it from or with? That's the question you've always got to ask. Was it from or with? There we are. Renewing worries about energy demand from the world's top energy importer. Oil prices revived the bulk their losses after Saudi Energy Minister Abdulaziz bin Salman. How was that? Was that pretty good? I think it was not too bad. Denied reports that the Organization of Petroleum Export Countries and its allies, known as OPEC, is weighing up a production boost of up to 500,000 barrels per day at an upcoming meeting on December the 4th. Funny, after the midterms. Interesting. That's pretty funny, that. All right, so cool. As well as energy, the ongoing pushback from Federal Reserve members against market expectations for a sooner rather than later pivot on monetary policy tightened, continued to keep the concerns about the Fed-induced recession front and center. Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester said she believes it would be very appropriate for the Fed to slow down from the string of 75 basis points, hikes at the next meeting, but insisted that the Fed wasn't anywhere near to stopping rate hikes. And that is a problem, right? Because obviously it's good to have it coming down from 75 basis points, but of course the absolute federal funds rate is going to be what smashes the economy, as it were. Over the weekend, Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic backed further rate hikes, though she said he would consider slowing the pace of hikes from 75 basis points increases delivered in 4 consecutive Fed meetings. So that's positive. So these are a bit more dovish type of people. There are some we've read in the previous weeks. I think last week we had some more hawkish people. So we'll end up with that 50 basis points. That'd be cool. That's why I've got it in yellow. About 85% of traders now expect the Fed to hike by 50 basis points in December. That would be a good outcome for us, folks. It could be compared to the prior week estimate of about 80%, according to investing.com's Federal Rate Monitor, which we can pop up here, and you can see that there. Yeah, that's better. So 50 basis points, 70, 75. Sorry, it's just gone down since the write-up. It's gone down to 76%. So there we are. 25% at 75 basis points. So that's a little bit weakening off this commentary. There we are. That's how it changes in real time. A deeper insight into Fed's thinking of monetary policy is expected in the coming days as the central bank releases Wednesday the minutes from its October meeting. So we'll be looking forward to that when it comes out, folks. And of course, the OFMC minutes could signal the slower rate hikes and don't necessarily mean a lower peak. And that's the key. So might be slower. In other words, not 75 basis points, but maybe we get more of them, and the absolute federal funds rate ends up pretty high. Like I said, we saw some of the hawkish people talking about 5 to 7% on the federal funds rate. And of course, we're currently at the 3.75 to 4% at the moment. So we really don't want, I don't really want it to go more than 5.25%. That's still quite high. What's the retail rates at the moment? 6.8 to 7.1 or something like that. And of course, you just add all that basis points on top of that. So that would possibly push you to what, 8.5%, 9%, somewhere in there. So we certainly don't want that. So I guess that's pretty expensive. A lot of those marginal loans, you imagine all the marginal loans that people have, they'll start collapsing over, falling over, boom, 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 boom. And we don't know how severe that could actually be. So important there. So the broader market stumble comes during a short holiday shortened weekend, with trading volumes likely to thin out as we approach Thursday. And of course, Janie Montgomery Scott said the S&P 500 still shows the early formation of a minor uptrend line off the October lows. So that's a little bit more bullish on that point of view. Let's pivot to crypto. And of course, let's have a look in here. So crypto at the moment pulling down. Is this the beginning of the hammer this week? Because BTC breaking down at 16,000 down to 15,782. Now I did notice it's going down and above it. We'll have a quick look at the chart in a second. But down 3% there. ETH down to 1,100. Almost seems surreal, doesn't it? Seeing ETH down this low now, 2.8%, and yeah, just slowly coming down. We got BNB at 254. Remember, it was only 2 weeks ago or something, 3 weeks maybe. BNB was up at $325. So it's pretty crazy. Welcome to crypto. We got Matic at 79, almost 80 cents, down 1%. Not too bad. Dodge, of course, is down 3.43 on the Twitter. Remember, that was up at 15.5, 16 cents only a couple of weeks ago with the Elon Musk pumpamentals. And of course, Solana also benefiting from Google Cloud, if you recall, $11.86, down 3%. So yeah, short-lived pump on those, and this is the way it goes. So that's some of the highlights there. Tron, however, getting a bit of celebrity status, moving up a place on the top list. I think I can't remember what number it is, but I think it's gone up a spot at 5.1 cents, up 2.7%, and trending on Twitter last time I saw it. And so was Litecoin, actually, even though it's down a little bit there, $61.50. So there's a couple of tokens trending on Twitter, although I do think there's a bit of a rotation, right? The communities are all out there trying to spread the word on their particular crypto token, so forth. So cool. The stable coins slightly below peg. That's pretty much it. And let's have a look at Crow. Crow, as we say, Crow. Crow is pretty flat there, slightly up at 6.3 there as well. We've had lots of proof of reserves, so-called, out there. You can believe them or not, and of course that's to stop the run on the bank, as it were, so the centralized exchanges don't get all their deposits taken away. Because particularly it's bad generally speaking, but of course if they were leveraging the doing dodgy stuff with the balance sheet, then of course that would collapse them on even more so. So there we are. El Capo Crypto. Let's jump to him. Of course, good morning from El Capo, and of course we've been following him pretty closely there. 21st here, but there's no selling pressure. I can't wait for the comments saying that I was lucky because of this. Remember, there will always be a trigger for any movement. Charts always first, and then the news. And of course, here basically it's talking about from Look On Chain, FTX accounts drainer is dumping ETH there. FTX accounts drainer transferred 50,000 ETH to address this address here and swapped to 30,000, swapped 30,000 ETH to REN BTC. So lots of activity happening there. So that's putting the sell pressure on the market. So then, of course, we had no one escapes the hammer, and this was on the 19th. But getting back to the 21st, the capitulation has just started, in my opinion. This week is going to be decisive. I'm 100% out of the market, he says. Going to be a big week ahead. And, of course, we just finished the Monday for the stock market. So that is pretty much it. Just the beginning, he says, 15 hours ago. And you can sort of see the red bubbles. 7 hours ago, most charts showing weakness after LTF redistribution. More blood to come. Hammer time from Capo Crypto. And that's pretty much it from him. So that's his upsides. Now, on Richard Hart's point of view, at what price he's posting, at what price should I make my next I called the Bitcoin and Ethereum tops post? And so he's been putting that out. And this is what led me into the title for today's video, PULSECHAIN V3 before Christmas. And of course, I've got here Crypto7 making a comment about Richard Hart's calling the tops or calling the bottoms. And of course, you've got Testnet V3 for Christmas, ? And of course, I've been saying that too. It'd be pretty nice, obviously, to get that out before Christmas. Would be pretty cool. Has been a long time. So there's, people are looking forward to it and so forth. So now this is the last update we had around that. So we're going to get into Richard Hart's last update about the PULSECHAIN. So I'll play this now.
Well, thank you. Thank you for answering my question.
My pleasure. So as soon as all you guys want to ask one PULSECHAIN, I don't know, dude. As soon as it's ready, they're working on it. There's been a lot of movement in the GitLab. So
yeah, the GitLab stuff excites me.
Yep.
But
when you see V3 Testnet come out, you can be more excited.
So that's kind of the latest update that I've heard of him talking about it. And so I'm very, let's be optimistic. We can have some hopium. Hopium is free, so we can have hopium, and it would be pretty cool to see that play out that way. So that's cool. Let's get into it. So that's pretty much it. So let's see what happens. Even Crypto7's asking Testnet V3 for Christmas. Please, that'd be a lovely present. Let's hope so. I think that would be very, very cool. Now, let's jump over to some of the other stuff that's been happening in the crypto market. That is Watcher.guru. So if you're not following that on Twitter, Justin, crypto lender Genesis warns of bankruptcy without new funding. Now, we covered this, several days ago, maybe a week ago or so. And of course, it is struggling. And of course, there may be others out there that are quite large that are also, scampering to fix their balance sheet up. And of course, that's why they did proof of reserves and trying to prevent people running on their deposits. So crypto lender Genesis warns of bankruptcy without new funding. So let's see what happens here if it finally falls over. And of course, the Winklevoss twins and all that. It's going to be interesting. So keep watching that. El Capo Crypto even put a post there. That's a big deal. And of course, Tony there, dominoes are falling. And this contagion effect is still playing out. So it's not over yet. So it's still playing out there as well. And of course, we had no exposure to FTX and Alameda. We had some exposure, but liquidity remains functional. We are temporarily pausing withdrawals. We are filing for bankruptcy. Seems to be the process, doesn't it? And one big clown there. So that's pretty level. And it's gone there. So from Sam Bankman-Friedman there with the FTX, and it's gone, which is always a goodie favorite there. And of course, the price chart tanks. 10,000 Bitcoin. People who were trading in 2018, 2021 newbie, freaking out there. Yeah. Even KDP's in there, who's in our community. Wow. So some fun stuff in there. All right, so that is some of the news there. Now, obviously, that's around the crypto market, but we had even more excitement. You thought that was Genesis is alarming enough. We had Ben Armstrong, old BitBoy, post a video 11 hours ago. Here you go, Gary Gensler. So he's really taking Gary Gensler on, the chairman of the SEC. So he's taking him on, and of course, pointing out his involvements and things like that, and his poor approach. He's using enforcement as opposed to sort of a regulatory participation approach. This won't be the last time you hear from this from me. I may even get to tell you in person soon. So that is from BitBoy on Yahoo Finance. So we're going to play that. His little video on Yahoo Finance earlier I guess today. So let's play that video.
Has completely screwed everyone in crypto. Everyone who lost any money in Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, FTX, you lost it because of Gary Gensler. His lack of creating clarity and regulation in the space is exactly what has led us to all these offshore companies that do not operate in the United States and are not regulated. His willful, lack of, dereliction of duty is what's led everybody to this point. We want regulated exchanges, but we can't get regulation. We can't get clarity. You can't do everything by enforcement. And Gary Gensler is the most negligent person in the entire space. And I blame him more than I even blame SPF.
So some strong words there from Ben Armstrong, hashtag BitBoy. And of course, he just recently did a shout out for HEX and Richard Hart, even though he said at the end of the video he was an investor or something like that. So we will see. We know that he's apparently got some involvement with PULSECHAIN Sacrifice, so we look forward to his promotion of that in due course. But yeah, taking on Gary Gensler head on, and I think there are some legitimate concerns there about around the FTX and of course the type of approach that the SEC is taking with regards to crypto. But there are political aspects to this as well, sitting behind the background there. And I also noticed that there are some issues also with not only the Republicans, but some of the Democrats as well with Gary Gensler. So it's going to be interesting to see how a lot of that plays out. But that was BitBoy, Ben Armstrong taking him on head on there on Yahoo Finance. So let's see how that goes. All right, so cool. That is pretty much the crypto market. Let's see what people think of that in the chat there. I'm going to catch up. I think we've got Wookie in the house. Hello, Jedi. It's good to see you, Wookie. One of our moderators as well. Crypto DB says, oh, not too late. You said it. Yes, it's Crypto BD. Not too late at all. Heidi Hexalorian in the house. Good to see you as well. So it's pretty cool. Let's jump over to back to the price here. Hex to 1.5 cents is Al Merlos. That's his call there. We're going to get up to that now. That's where we're heading up to now. So get ready to load up, says Al. Poor man's gold. Yeah, that's it. That's the one there. Love rich, nice around silver. What else have we got going? We've got Tortoise Johnny in the house. Hey, good to see you, Tortoise Johnny. Smash the likes, says KD. Definitely smash the likes. Goldilocks. Yeah, Goldilocks for sure. Bring on the sledgehammer, says Shano. Yep, this week, a very good chance we might get this hammer falling. Bam. So let's see. It's certainly started from looks of it. Do you guys see the buzz with Tex and Token? I know that who's it? Crypto Heartbeat had a surprise announcement today. Maybe KD can let us know in the chat what that was. I didn't actually watch that video. Aquaman's in house there. Sad to say it, but the crypto market needed badly correction and a significant purge. Solid projects will survive and thrive in the next market. Yeah, and you should also see a reallocation of funds to the better projects, right? Which is typically what we do see. Like we saw with Terra Luna into Liquidity and LUSD. If you're a free claimer on High Noon Wednesday, you'll be able to claim another 1 million tokens to give as a gift to another address. Okay, cool. So that looks like the big news announcement from Crypto Heartbeat and Texan Token. So that's great stuff. Now Sandy Beach is in the house there. Good to see Sandy Beach. Katie in the house there with the, what is that? Is that stakes? Is that stakes? I think it is. What else there? We've got a couple other stuff in here. Let's jump through this. Brownie says win PULSECHAIN in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 more weeks, Brownie. 2 more weeks. That's what we hear. Pot of Gold's in house. Hey, yeah, last week was the last and direct update. We have to hang in there. That's true, Pot of Gold. We do. We can have some hopium though, Pot of Gold. We can have some hopium. Hello, everybody. Good to see COG in the house. And Sandy Beach as well. Hi, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see Sandy Beach also. Another one of our moderators in the Discord. Tank Bitcoin, let's go, says Tortoise Johnny. Funny. Are all you guys shorting the market? Is that what the keenness is? Or are you guys just doing some limit orders, waiting for that to be hit? Yeah, Bitfinex says crypto is changing. Tough to tell what it'll look like in 2 years from now. Definitely got to keep an eye out. Yeah. Hey, look, crypto continues to evolve, and every year we have different technologies come in, different projects, and of course it's slowly maturing as well. The blockchain's getting faster and stronger and better. It just takes time. So looks like it's 20 year technology rollout's pretty slow these days. But hey, BitBoy is a rebel, says Pot of Gold. Power to the people. Yep, power to the people, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm really liking where BitBoy is heading. I think he's pivoted nicely, and I think he's really opened up his eyes and ears to things. So it seems to be good. I don't watch him regularly, but I do see some of his snippets here and there. So, yeah. Got to watch out with the rebels. You can get caught up. That's true, Christian. That is true, too. BitBoy calling it out, says Michael. That is true. Huge positive is that we sacrificed near all-time highs. True delayed gratification, says Pot of Gold. That's a good point. Really good observation there around PulseChain. Good evening in Sandy Beach. I hope you're doing well, says Bitfinex. Mike Racine says Kevin O'Leary in that whole show apparently. Yeah, not great, eh? Not great. Yeah, Kevin O'Leary, yeah. You can say, you know what I'm thinking right now. You know what I'm thinking when I'm saying that. Miss Sandy Beach typers aren't going anyway. Yeah. Al says, does smashing and unsmashing the like button a million times help the algorithm? Probably not. I don't know how it works, but probably not. What else there? Yes, it does. I like the way you think. Yeah. Let the hammer fall, says living on crypto. Who else is in the house there? I think that's it. Hex on sale at 2.6 cents, says Brownie. Wow. Yeah, okay, let's get on to it, folks. So we're going to get into the Hex. I think I've got it all up here. Wow, 2.65, even lower than when I saw it. And, of course, it had been slipping here. So remember we had this support line here. And, of course, kind of an accumulation zone. Now, it's not to do with the price, but just to do with the period. And they will probably have a decent accumulation area. And, of course, that means people accumulating, not a distribution phase. At the moment, Hex having a big red day today, 2.65 cents at the moment. So, obviously, people with limit orders going to be hit. I wonder if Overwatch still has their limit orders in place. What was it for 1 cent or 2 cents, something like that? I think it was 1 cent. We will see. Sitting off the book, as it were, off the book. And at the moment, that's where we are. So I have we saw the liquidity on Uniswap yesterday. I was looking at it yesterday, and it was all on the R side. And so there was hardly anything on the bid side there. So we'll see how this goes. So that means that the price can easily go down, is what I'm saying there. So yeah, that's where we are. 2.65, a kind of a good deal for people buying and getting a lot more volume at the moment. We'll see where this hits as well. Now we've got the poll, so we're going to get into the poll as well. Before we do that, we're going to look at a couple of the things coming up here. We've got Richard Hart's original call, the bottom of the bear. That is today. The bottom of the bear. But of course, that is a could be, not a will be. And of course, it was subject to Fed pivoting and a number of other things with the Bitcoin being sold down and all that sort of stuff by the liquidations and Silk Road and things like that. So we've still got those things in play. We got but what we have in terms of the macro picture, we got the PCE inflation coming out on the 1st of December. And of course, we got the Fed rate hikes, the last one for the year, the 14th. Hopefully we'll get that 50 basis points. We've got the Hex third birthday coming up on the 2nd, only about 10 days away. And so that's pretty cool. So let's have a look at some of these dates. So yeah, the inflation, 9 days away. The Hex third birthday is 10 days away. And of course, then we have the Fed rate hike 22 days away. That is pretty much at the moment. Obviously, the HEX HSI auctions will keep running. And away we go. Now, will we get a PulseChain V3 testnet before the end of the year for Christmas present? We all like to be next to that nice cool fireplace and open up that V3 testnet with the ETH proof of stake. That would be pretty nice. So looking forward to that. So that's pretty much where we are there. So we'll see how we get on. In terms of the Whalebot, let's have a look through the last 24 hours and see what's been happening. Not much from the looks of it. 23 hours, we had 2.6 million Hex stake for 1,100 days. So nice to see that. Get your T-shares. If you haven't checked out hex.com, the link is in the video description. And of course, make sure you do your investment due diligence. Nothing on this channel is investment advice, just my opinions here. And of course, there we are. That is pretty cool. We had 10 million in stake 19 hours ago, 51% APY after 914 days. We've seen a couple of long stakers coming in, haven't we? 1,000 days, 900 days. So it's kind of cool to see. 10 million there. What else there? 7.7 million Hex sold 18 hours ago, $210,000. It's jumping in there. See any comments about it. Amazes me how much Hex people have liquid. It doesn't amaze me because we're tracking it. And we were talking about that on our we were in Discord talking about the circulating supply yesterday. I think it was yesterday. with KD and a few others, and it never ended up finishing that conversation. But yeah, we are tracking that. That's one of our key metrics is circulating supply. That's different from the amount of liquidity in the trading pool, right, on Uniswap. And of course, we don't, other stuff that's sitting in limit orders and things like that. So we've got 6.9 million was sold 14 hours ago, so 4 hours later. Let's see what comments we have on there. No reason to panic, says Staker out, refresh. He'll buy back once we get a V3 testnet announcement. Wales play wild games. So there we are. Someone else talking about V3 testnet announcement. So there are a few of us talking about there. Bring on V3 testnet. And of course, I'm not sure how long it would take to do, right? I played Richard's video on Hexo's show when he announced the ETH proof of stake. So yeah, we'll see when that does come up. In fact, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. So I can't see. The biggest thing is if you're forking out, of course, you got to put that 0.25% a burn fee in there. And I'm not sure how difficult that would be. So that is kind of everything else that seems like a parameter change, right? If you're going to change some parameters. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so cool. That's what we had there. So what else we had? I think that's it. So just those two, decent sized sales there. Took out $400,000 US dollars of liquidity. Remember, there's not a lot on the bid side. So let's just take the way it is. I probably should have pulled that up, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow. And we'll see how the market, whether we bounce back or we've gone down lower. We will see. But yeah, we're not quite down at the lows that we had a little while ago. So let's go back here. When we had the whale spike, remember back here? And we had the whale spike back on the 7th. So that's not that long ago, actually. How many days is that? We're 14 days ago. So 2 weeks ago, we had that spike, and that was down at 2.29 cents on here. I think that on some of the wicks, some people got their limit orders filled at 1.8, 1.9, or something like that. I think Hex Hodl was one of those people. We've just flicked over the end of the day on my charts. So we just started a new day. So we've got a new green candle here. Let's see what happens with our green candle today. Because yesterday was a big red day, 2 red days in a row of decent increases. So this is the way it goes. So what's the percentage decrease on that? That is around about 16%. So it's pretty heavy, right? That's a pretty heavy decrease in 2 days. And here we are with the new candle. Let's see if it's a green candle today. But hey, look, that's where we are at the moment. When we had our last red days, we had like 4 or 5 of these. Look at these in here. We only had 2 on this day before we had a pullback and so on. So definitely they're teasing there. Now we had this one spike down to 2.29. So that's kind of a reference point for our poll that we put out. So I put this poll out yesterday. Let's do a refresh and see where this poll is at. How many votes did we get in there? 387 votes. So this is surprising me. Normally, this is the most popular type of poll. So normally I'd get somewhere between 500 and maybe 1,500 votes on these things. So we're actually got a lower vote, engagement's a little bit lower at 387. And this is after 18 hours, so it's not 24 hours, but 18 hours. So interesting there. So where will Hex Price find a bottom price before moving higher? We've got, for your information, the low today was 2.68 cents, which is pretty similar to where we are now, right? What's the price now? 2.639. So it's just slightly lower than that. And of course, where's my poll gone? So these are the results so far. So not quite 24 hours, but we got 2.29 cents, which is the last low on the 7th of November, which is 2 weeks ago, 15% in there. We've got 2 cents, which is a 96% correction. That's 25% of the votes in there for 2 cents. 1.5 cents. I've got this. I actually accidentally left this in here. This is not the psychological level unit bias. It's actually 1 cent. So I apologize for that. It was just an oversight on my part when I was copying and pasting these in as the options. So 1.5 cent there is 97% correction. We've got 22% there. The 1 cent, which is the psychological level or unit bias, that is the 98% correction, marks 18%. And then, of course, half cent there, a 20%. That's almost pretty even across the board, isn't it? It's pretty even. It's quite recently distributed. So, 25% winning the day there, 2 cents. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. Let me know if you are surprised by this in the chat or any comment you want to make about this in the chat. Let me know because that'll be pretty interesting. That is the results so far. We're not quite 24 hours. We've got 387 votes there. I'm trying to think, am I surprised by this? It's really hard to tell because it's so distributed. We've certainly got, let me look at it this way. If we add up some of these things, we've definitely got a huge amount in the bearish mark here. So if you add them all up, what's that, 40%? 40, 60%. So 3 in 5 people are thinking that we're going below 2 cents. Going below 2 cents there. Wow. Now, I'm not sure how you talk about that versus other charts. It's one thing saying you've been down, because I think so far we've been down, the max was about 95.6%, something like that. So once you get into these bigger territories, then you've people have got more cannon fodder to throw at HEX at that stage, and of course at Richard Hart. But of course, on the countenance of that, of course, is that it's a better buying opportunity, and you get so much more volume, right? So you're just like laughing yourself if you buy the bottom. You're sort of laughing at yourself when it goes back up, and particularly if it has the big rally we're all expecting, particularly as PULSECHAIN comes and as the circulating supply reduces over time. So that's something else to think about. So cool, that is the poll. Let me know in the chat there what you think about that. And I'm just trying to think where I was up to on that one. Now, Crypto Copy also made a comment here. I'm not sure what the comment this was on. Yeah, I think this was here. Schrodinger's chart here. The HEX price chart can't hurt you. So we'll jump into this. The HEX price chart here. Price can't hurt you until you look at it, he says. Price is just a field of probabilities until observing it collapses to a green or red candle. I'm simultaneously both wrecked and unwrecked. Hashtag copium. I still thought it was quite a funny comment. Nice little witty comment there from him. Pretty funny. Jack Levin says, don't look at the Zen chart. Don't look at the Zen chart. That's hilarious, man. That is hilarious. Funny. So I thought you guys might find that humorous while the market's trying to find its bottom. You might as well laugh at the time. And of course, if you got dry powder, you can pick up some big volumes when as the market is still trying to find that bottom at the stage. But so far, 2.29 cents is the bottom since our bull market. And of course, we've been running about 430 days in our HEX bear market, which is a significant period of time. But of course, that has allowed some degree of distribution from potentially some of the large OGs to new players, which is pretty cool. HEX, of course, has grown more in the bear market in terms of stakers than in the bull market. And so that has allowed a nice, pretty redistribution. And it's still going, as we can see by the HEX chart here at the moment. So we're currently at 2.667 cents. We've got a new chart there. You can see that there at the moment. We'll see where we lie at this stage. So cool. The volume, obviously, as the price goes down, the amount of volume you get is way higher. So we'll see where this lands at the stage. All right, so cool. And the hammer hasn't even completely fallen yet. So is HEX going to decorrelate, or is it going to correlate? And at the moment, it's been correlating in terms of moving down. So we will see on that one. But the percentages have been obviously far more aggressive with a 16% pullback in 2 days. So there we are. That is the HEX one there at the moment. We're going to jump over to Hedron in a second. But before we do that, let's get into the chart and catch up on everybody, because obviously that is following HEX as well. Let's see what other comments we got about this. Let's jump back here. Got to see how far back I was. I think I got to living on crypto. Let the hammer fall. And of course, John Gibbons says, can we still claim Texan? No, that finished on the 19th. So, yeah. Sandy Beach says, I'm fantastic. How are you? I think I'm jumping past that. Some private conversations in the chat. Bitfinex says, Kevin O'Leary doesn't represent the Irish. McCain's Oatmeal's, was it? EES presents the Irish. It has 0.5 grams of fat per 45 grams, leanest in the game. Bank on it, says a Bitfinex. What else here? Sandy Beach says, I still have a limit order for 1/2 cent. We'll see. Yeah, well, it looks like quite a few people may agree with you on that, Sandy Beach. Let's have a look here. Let's jump through some of this. All right. Wall to Wall says it's ugly right now. T-shares are $666 US. Yeah, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. 666. That's hilarious. But hey, you can get more T-shares. HEX is all about getting T-shares. So it's like a gift in the hand, isn't it, at the moment? What else there? There's a big private conversation going in there between Bitfinex and Sandy Beach. So I've got to jump through all those. Morning, Superman and family. Good to see Brennan. And Tin Top's in the house as well. What's up? What's up, Tin Top? Good to see you as always. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Now, let's jump over to Hedron. So we're Hedron now at 2,142, also going down like HEXs at the moment. So let's have a look at the price decrease the last 2 days. That's 20%. So HEX was 14, This is 20%, and I'm not sure if this is flicked over to a new candle yet. So that's the weird thing about this one. I'm not sure if that's a new candle on there. Anyway, so we've got obviously the big auction still going, so we're going to quickly check on those. We're up to 40 minutes on the live stream. Let's have a look at some of the ones that are available at the moment. So these are the HEX auctions that have not been yet put into auction. You can start the auction there. Then we've got 5,558 of these in the pipeline that are due for liquidation, I guess. I haven't even tabbed through some of these, but you can tab through them all. You can see that there's a lot of small ones, man. I don't know who made all these small ones, but there's lots of them. And when people are trying to test out, or where people, 10 HEX here, for goodness sake. There's some crazy, all these are fairly small. So yeah, a bit crazy there. Anyway, going to the auction house, these are the ones that are actually active. And of course, we've got 63 only 63. Wow. So the auction house is down to 57. These ones have just recently won. We've got a couple that are closing. Let's see any decent sized ones. I mean, these are all recently. These are quite good ones to try and get hold of if you get good value. Then for the average person, these are probably quite good levels to bid on. We look at 100 HEX here, 100 HEX. So they are coming through. I don't know why, but they're coming through and being bid on. So there we are. What else have we got? 528. So here we are. Got some decent ones here. Oh, here's a big one. 2.4 million HEX. 307 T shares. It's got 17.9 billion headroom bid on that at the moment, and that's probably good value. I'm thinking that's probably pretty good value. So yep, that's ticking away. What else there? We've got 573,000, 530,000 here as well, with more modest bids. So probably some little deals out there, folks. You have to do your maths on it though. Yeah, looking like with the pullback in the price, probably your friend in some ways, particularly if you're coming in through with USDC with the pullback of HEX price or whatever, or Hedron in this case, sorry, pullback Hedron. If you got dry powder, this is probably a friend. You're probably going laughing yourself silly here with some of the opportunities that are available. 401,000 there is up for grabs. It's got 287 million at the moment. That will obviously change. It's got 22 hours to go. Still a while. 400,000 here. It's got 287 million as well. 22 hours ago, so that will probably change. Well, 331,000. So there's a couple, there's half a dozen there that are quite large, and so people can bid on those. But like I say, there's some decent ones, 20,000. If you can get yourself a deal with some of these, you got to really hunt through and do that. So that's kind of cool. That is the 57 at the moment. So what will happen to all these others that are these 5,553 as they get pulled through? Because so far, at the moment, they're just, a lot of them are very small. But that hasn't stopped some of them coming through to the auction house. Let's see. There are a lot of small ones in there. That is a big explanation happening right there. Why are they, with the gas fees and things like that, they are not come through. Yep, that's just the first page, 5,553. All right, we're going to see how that goes. All right, so cool. Let's get on to Dev Huey. Dev Huey, of course, giving us some alpha drops all the time with around the Hedron HSI, HEX HSI sales in the auction. 22 hours ago, said 6 watts NFTs were burned. Last 24 hours at 3,400 M points removed from the pool. That seems like a decent amount, actually. And, of course, down to 21,960 watts NFTs. Now, I see some people are a little bit upset because they're hoping that there more to be burned because you remember this is last man standing. And of course, it means you basically get more and more COSA and stuff in there. And so this is where it's at the moment. People are hodling. People are hodling, man. They see this as valuable. They are hodling their watts of NFTs. They are not playing the game of burn. This is going to be, it will happen, I'm sure, at some stage. Maybe when the prices are a bit more juicier, that will be the come out and burn. When the prices go up. So still a long way to go for that. I wish you had a little comments on here. I'm not sure what's the motivation. I really don't get it. But hey, I won't complain, says Hex McKenzie there. I feel the sentiment of COSA not being able to hold its current value in the long-term 80% break-even probs better right now for some than speculate the value, says Minor Klaus. There's lots of different views on that one. All right, so cool. What else we got here from Dev Huey? The big burn, 626 billion Hedron minted, 2.7 billion loaned, 138 billion Hedron burned so far. today with 7 hours to go. So that was after 16 hours or 17 hours. Previous 6-day total shown below. Minting is outpacing burning for the last 3 days. So obviously people minting and more Hedron too, taking advantage of that ecosystem as opposed to the burn. So you got the burn values in here on the different days. The burn amount, the Hedron mint amount here, 150 billion there versus the low here of about 50 billion on day 265. The Hedron burned on day 263 over what's that, about 360 billion. And of course, you've got these lows the last couple of days around what's 50, 60 billion burning there. So that's kind of where it is. And of course, with that first day on the 13th, we expect it to be really high and then to come down over the weeks following. So that's no surprises there. 3 hours ago, Hedron Liquidation Auctions has had over 30,000 bids on 2,900 HSIs. That's pretty cool, right? 30,000 bids on 2,900 HSIs. 4 bidders have placed over 500 bids. So there are a couple of bidders out there that have placed over 500 bids. Is that crazy? So that's some interesting insights there into the bids as well. So pretty cool there from Dev Huey. I think that's kind of the highlights there. Now you can obviously go to hexmodel.com and see a lot of the live data. We're just going to jump over to WhatsApp and have a look at that. Now all these links are in the useful links under Hedron Acosa in the Discord. So you just go to useful links and you will find it under the Acosa Hedron section there, which is just above the Maximus section on there. So you can find the links to these websites. So it's cool. All right, so cool. Let's jump to, I think we're on the WhatsApp there. Oh, wow. Woohoo! All right, so nice. So even though the prices are down, which is good for if you're buying, but if you're holding and watching your portfolio value down, it's not much fun. Acosa yield 1,000 NFT is now $908 from the looks of it. So almost break even, right? So almost free carry. So that's people got to be pretty happy with that. Yeah, 908 versus 100. So your portfolio is going to be looking pretty good. Not too far away. I don't know, maybe another week away or something like that, depending on how much coming through. Yeah, that's certainly coming in through there with the yield 15 yesterday from the looks of it. So this is Acosa Day versus Hedron Day, I guess. Let's jump over to the HSI buybacks and have a look at the original profile. If you recall how many HSIs were up for grabs. Here is the first day. So we expected big burn. We had over 2.5 trillion burn. And of course, every day it's going to get lower. We had something like 24,000 T-shares going. I don't think they've all gone into the auction house, but because we've got those massive amount of backlogs. And then the next day it was going to go down to like 3,000 T-shares, etc. But we've got auctions coming through pretty solid all the way through to Christmas time. And then, of course, 90 days from November the 13th. So what's that? December, January, February. We've got more coming up in the future with another round. Now it won't be close to 24,000. I think it's about 6,000 T-shares got sold back on the 13th to the Acosa contract. So it's still going to be another bonanza though at that time. So cool. People are holding on to those Wattses in any case, and it's going to be fun to see that play out, right? So cool. That is pretty much it on there. Let's jump over to the airdrop free claims. Now you can find these in the Discord. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to open the Discord page on this particular computer for some reason. But in any case, we're going to get to it. You can find all the if you go to airdrops under PulseChain projects, you'll find all these ones that are open at the moment and see whether you qualify. So we've got Zen there at the moment. So obviously, as Jack Levin was saying in response to Crypto Coffee's comment, don't look at the Zen price. The Zen price here, that's pretty hilarious, man. That is down. Look at that thing, man. Woo-hoo-hoo! Hot dog, the dog. It's down to 5.9. Now, obviously, this would have been down even lower, folks. But it was this Zen minting that was coming up. Now, apparently, the Zen NFTs still a couple of weeks away, like 2-3 weeks, I think it is, maybe 2 weeks away. So this might get another bump, pump like this. So it could be opportunity there as well. Now, I do have a 98-day Zen mint coming out. So I think it's still quite a way to go. I'm not sure how far it's halfway through. I'm not sure. I can't even remember when I did it, but I think I did it at the beginning. So yeah, it's still quite a far away, 98 days, only 43 days through. So cool. We'll see how this goes at the moment. So this is on the ETH chain. 5935 is the current price there. No surprise there with the log chart, right? The only thing's going to offset is the Zen mint and, of course, the burn. So we were watching that. It's a possible project, And the cool thing about it is the network effect. And of course, we'll see how that plays out. And the log function is going to be interesting to play too. So we like to observe. If you're going to learn in crypto, you need to watch these projects. You can't just turn your head away. It's always good to get an idea whether these kind of experiments work or not. So it's good for your education. All right, so cool. Let's jump over to Paul Pleb. Paul Pleb, of course, launched at a pretty bad time, but it's had a nice little last couple of days. And of course, we're up to 504684. So nice little pump back up there too. And of course, Paul Pleb was free. So cool. Paul Pleb. Right, so cool. You have to qualify for it, but you know. Weight token, of course. Let's have a look here. The weight token is at just over 0.2 of a penny, just under a quarter of a penny there. So that's where it is at the moment. No surprise. Most people are waiting for PulseChain. When PulseChain, sir? 2 weeks more or 1 day later. I don't know, something like that. All right, so cool. That's pretty much it. Let's have a look at BNB pot. Now, BNB pot here is at $11.04, holding up pretty well, folks, in this kind of market at the moment. And of course, the first sacrifice project to perform and performing very well in my view. And it does have the one issue with the participation wallet. When it comes out, it's over 50% done now. But on the other hand, all the positives are really great with the rest of all the new products coming on. I'm going to jump over to BNB pot and see whether the next game is out yet, because I haven't checked that. So let me do that now. Let me close down some of these. Bam, bam, bam. And BNB pot here. So we've got Powerball, not out yet, so waiting for that. But hey, look, lottery. Someone just won a lottery. Maybe it was you. Did you? If you've got staked BNBP, maybe you just won one of the lotteries. Just got paid out. So wow. Okay, so let us know if you check your BNBP. You may have won the lottery there. It's out every week approximately. There's a callable function. The burn's going through too, so there's more burn. The burn's just gone through, so there's less total supply. That's keep coming down. So cool. We won't check all that actually. And the airdrop is up at 3,600 BNBP. Looking cool. Participation at the moment is 61,000. So that's 61% through. Wow, 39% to go, folks. And then it will only be paid out at the end. This is the last hurdle, as it were, for the project. And of course, that will probably get redistributed. And of course, that will impact the price, but that will allow new people to come in and buy and stake. And of course, more products will come on. We're going to get the jackpot, the Powerball, the roulette, the fortune, and the revenue. Theoretically, the volume will just keep increasing, and the payouts to stakers will increase. So we're going to see this all play out, all this dynamics, and we're looking at it from a staker's point of view. So it's going to be fun to see that play out. All right, cool. Remember, this is the first of 5 chains. The next one will probably be PulseChain, hopefully, if the timing is right. So look forward to that. They've still got more games to roll out. All this stuff is cool. 3 good things of a project launching now. Obviously, they've got cash burn, so they're burning through their cash from sacrifices. But really, they're getting their products up and running, working. They're getting a community built up. And, of course, they're getting that wealth effect as well. And so that you can transfer that all over the PulseChain, and very, very nice. So we're looking forward to that. Very exciting. All right, cool. Let's go have a quick look at some of the I'm going to pull this up actually and have a look at some of the see what the actual chain looks like with the amount of burn that it's had. So let's go have a look at that. Yep. Woohoo! Cool. So it starts off at 1 million, remember, and it's down to 998,289. So slowly having an impact here. So that's cool. With the burn, remember, it's got a buy and burn just like PulseX. So that's going cool. We've got the Teams wallet there, 61,688. That's cool. We've got the staking wallet, the participation wallet there, staked at the moment. So that will come out of the stake percentage, and that's currently there as well. And of course, the stake percentage at the moment, 75. Let's look at the stake here, 75.75. But that includes that participation wallet, which will come out, and that will get redistributed through the market. So we'll see. I do suspect a fair amount will be sold back into the market because of the type of people winning it. Some of the players will, of course, stay staked in the ecosystem. We'll just have to find out what that will be. All right, so cool. That is some of the cool stuff there. We're waiting for this Powerball. Looking forward to that. This is our speculative project, but of course, it's the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino. And of course, we're excited about that. It's not often you're able to get involved with some of the latest technology in crypto. So it's cool to see that play out. All right, so cool. That is BNB pot. And of course, we're going to jump over to our final one here, the Pulse Bitcoin charts. and see how they're getting on at the moment. So we've got all three charts up. We've got Pulse Bitcoin, which only came to market, yesterday or something like that, or the day before. Let's have a quick look. We got the day candle. Okay, maybe 3 days ago. We got the candle here down, and of course we just started a new day. So yeah, this is the new day candle. So it's only just been around for 25 minutes. So we just started this one here. $2.19. $2.19. We'll see where this heads. Some people have talked about $9 to $10 possibly being fair value. So maybe this is at a discount. This chart has not had a rally. Obviously, the launch time is when the market may be having that hammer fall. We've got the market pulling back. We were watching this week in particular. And that's where we are on there. So we're going to see how this goes. Let me just jump out of some of this stuff here. So I'll jump out of that too. So that's where price. We have not had a rally in this chart yet. So that's an opportunity also. So we'll see how that goes. The asset token, of course, at 99 cents here, just under $1 on the asset token. And of course, we'll let decouple. We will see have that decouples after the transform phase is finished on the old Pulse Bitcoin. Sorry, Pulse Dogecoin, I should say. Now, this is the original one, the meme coin. And of course, let's have a look at this at the moment. We're going to scroll this out. Where's this price at? $5.21. Only 2 days ago, it was up at $6.51. So real volatility at the moment in the markets. And that's where we are at the stage. So cool. We've got a red plane, but we'll probably turn it to green since we've got a new day. New green shoot. Anyway, so we finished the asset token miner. That is on OpenSea in places. I think you can buy those. I'm not sure that the premiums. I'm sure there's a premium on those now because you can't get those anymore, and you earn asset tokens, which is pretty cool. After the transform phase is finished, that's the only way you're going to be able to earn asset tokens is having one of those ATMs. So these should get really bullish. That's why I kind of might feel that the value play is ATMs, particularly after the transform finished on the 21st here. And then, of course, the asset token, and then, of course, Pulse Bitcoin, and then, of course, Pulse Dogecoin. I feel those are my value levels there. Let me know in the chat what you think, if you agree with that. It just seems to make sense there. So cool. We'll see, though. The market will decide. And, of course, the transform is still transforming through. Peel at Pulse Dogecoin. So let's go see what the results are at the moment. Day 32 of 60, 28 days to go until the end of the transform phase. The ATM phase finished, of course. And we've got 3,035,000 Pulse Dogecoin burned or transformed. And, of course, 14.9 million asset tokens. 49.8% of Pulse Dogecoin has been burned. And wow. And, of course, almost at 50%, half of the supply of Pulse Dogecoin, which was 6,094,000, is burned, almost burned. So very close on that one. Now, people are taking the asset tokens here. And, of course, they've been mining them. And I think we have a better idea of how this minings work as well. We got 7,260 miners, so that's a pretty decent community. Obviously, you want to get this into the tens of thousands, ideally, I would have thought. We'll see how this goes over time. It's only just started. Global active asset mining power, 17 million asset tokens power there. And, of course, the global asset burn, 27,000 burned so far. So just slowly and surely, remember, 0.25% of the asset is burned. So there is a deflation in asset too, which is kind of cool. As well. Now let's have a look at the halvening. We're at halvening 0, so this is the first phase before we get to halvening 1. And of course, there's only ever going to be 21 million Pulse Bitcoin, just like there is for the original Bitcoin, Satoshi's Bitcoin. And of course, we've got 2,077 Pulse Bitcoin have been, I guess, mined and to some degree minted. Some of it minted there. We're at 10.5 million is the first halvening. So there's a long way to go still for that. And we look forward to that playing out. So that's kind of cool. The ATM miners, of course, have finished. And, of course, the only way to get those, these are the results at the moment, 3,224 ATMs in the global active at the moment, 1.9 million points. Global average points, 575. Now, it looks like they've redeemed 2.7 million, which surprised me yesterday. Remember, I was quite shocked by that. And, of course, redemption average 960 there at the moment. So there we are. That's why I guess we've seen this jump in the asset tokens being mined. So the mining Pulse Bitcoin, they have chosen to do that. Now, is that the better strategy, or is it better just to hold the ATMs? I feel like that value ladder that I said is probably more important, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Let me know in the chat what you think about that. So very exciting to see. This is another experiment, but it is a virtual representation of Bitcoin, and I do like it. That's why I'm covering it. I think it's kind of fun to see how this plays out. All right, so cool. That is that. We've got the Hex Daily Stats day 1,085, hot off the press. So we're going to talk about that. Before we do that, let's get into some of the comments. Probably got a few more comments since I last updated. So let's see what's going on. Let's jump through some of that. Christian says, I'm chilling. My wife cooked white rice, steak, and sauce. So people having some dinner in the chat there. Nice. I didn't get an invite, but people having dinner there. We got Tin Top in the house there. Good on BitBoy says, living on crypto. Yep, good on BitBoy. Icosa is cheap. Great time to scoop up, says Christian. Yeah, I actually haven't looked at the Icosa, did I? So let me jump back and have a quick look at Icosa because that is at 87 cents. Wow. Okay, cool. Wow. Okay. Of course, Hex is going down, so, probably not surprised there. Let's have a look here. Woohoo! That is Icosa contract there, or price, I should say. Down there was back up earlier there at 153, now at 87 cents. Okay. All right, so that's that. What else there? Asset miners are paying 18.9% per month in Pulse Bitcoin at the moment, says living on crypto. Wow. Okay, that's pretty impressive. Yo, howdy all, says Ashtray. Yo, Miss Sandy. Oh, we're jumping about Sandy Beach there. And Sandy Beach is having like 5 conversations at the moment. I called RH on a bat phone and told him to launch the beast next week, says Christian. Nice. I like that. Nice call. Good call. Hedron is also an amazing buy at the moment, says living on crypto. And of course, don't look at the Safe Future. Safe Future. I'm not sure what that is, but we won't be looking at that one anyway. Xkins always invite Super to dinner. Yeah, always invite. Yeah, always send me an invite, man. I love the chicken. No, I love the chicken pieces or something. I don't know. What else there? So yeah, Sandy Beach has had so many conversations. I'm popular. You definitely are popular, Sandy Beach. You definitely are. That is true. All right, so day 1085, the 21st of November. We've got the price down 8.9%, 2.648. Obviously, a buying opportunity for those that are buying. Got their limit orders in. Some people have had, I think, limit orders in for quite a while. So they've been waiting for the hit. Maybe they might get hit. We'll see if the hammer truly falls and the Hex correlates. Maybe that might play out. The payout per T-share is 6.193, so a modest day of payouts today. So definitely those penalties that have slowed down a little bit there. The T-share price 666, which is what we talked about earlier. Crazy, right? And of course, at the moment, not a great sign, is it? Not a great sign. Good if you're buying, though. Good if you're buying. Good omen if you're buying. The T-share price has increased 3.5 hex per T-share, and we're at 25,130. So it's only going up and to the right. Oh, I think I was going to sneeze or something. We got the average stake length 6.7 years, and of course the APY 37.65. And I'm still at aghast about day 1081 there at 65%. Pretty amazing. Of course, that's paid out in Hex, and of course the price of Hex fluctuates as we see at the moment. Liquidity in the pool, 367 million Hex in the pool, 9.4 million USDC, and 1,451 ETH in the pool. As you guys know, I like to see 10 million in USDC. That's kind of my thing. But of course, the thinner the liquidity, the more the price moves up and down. Let's have a look here. So we've got the T-shares. Hex is easy to understand if you're new to Hex. Hex has got a reward pool with inflation and penalties in it, and it's got an ownership pool with T-shares, which stands for trillions of shares. If the reward pool or the ownership pool go up and down slightly, and then the payout of Hex per T-share changes a little bit. So there we are. Today, the ownership pool has gone up 4,419 T-shares. So it's now 10,395,000 T-shares in the ownership pool versus the rewards pool there. So that's kind of cool. Let's jump over to the stake percentage of coins at the moment. 9.69% of Hex is staked, similar to the last couple of days. The penalties are pretty modest today, 393,000. We have had a spectacular time in staking Hex. We've had almost 4.8 million here in Hex payouts yesterday, 2.8 million there, a massive, ginormous 96 million here, which was the 5th biggest payout day. And of course, 22 million back here only a couple of days earlier. So it's been pretty spectacular. I think we even had some good days previously, yeah. And the prior 10 days, we had this 13.9 million, 3.8, 4.9, 2.8, and 10.9. So it's been unbelievable. We've definitely had a lot of penalties coming in. And, even with the price coming down, these have been pretty impressive. So if you just hodl and got your T-shares staked, you just wait going through the price cycles as they play out. Now, current change in current holders 21 to 312,751, and yesterday we had 102. The stakers up 49 today. Oh, looks like these. Oh, I'm on the wrong page, am I? Yeah, I'm on the wrong page. Dude, don't stay on the wrong page, dude. All right, I'll get on the right page. We're up 191, sorry, is the current increase there. So we're up to 313,735. This is what you'll see on the Ether scan if you go look for the HEX contract. We're up 230 stakers to 114,037. Nice. This is the headline number. We really care about the staker class here. And, of course, up and away. So I hit 114,000. Very cool. And, of course, I like to see these numbers. Obviously, with the cheaper price, we've got the HEX HSI sales and things like that. All these sort of things encouraging staking. But, of course, getting out and do direct promotions is really important as well. Total holders up 362 to 511,682. That's day 1,085, folks. We have on day 1,086. And, of course, our base amount at the moment, 6.169 without any penalties to start the day. And we're 36 minutes into day 1086. We are only, 9 days away from day 1095, Hex's third birthday. And, of course, after that, we'll be in Hex's fourth year, which is a great narrative, a great selling point, as it were. So I like it. I like it a lot. 4 years, man. That's like growing up. So it'll be a beginning, but it's exciting. All right, cool. And will we get PulseChain? Obviously, if you buy HEX at the moment, you'll get a copy on PulseChain. We're waiting for it, and of course, we've been covering it every single day, either on this channel or another channel for PulseChain since the 15th of July last year. And of course, well before that, it was in discussion and development. But of course, we've also been talking about PulseX as well, another one of Richard's hearts, big golden tokens as we call it. And of course, that was the 29th of December, running through to the was it the 4th of April? And so yeah, that was pretty badass too. So looking forward to that. PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, of course, on the PulseChain. Imagine it's going to be a wonderful thing. We do have to be more patient. Proof of weight, and no wonder the weight token was designed and launched, because we need more proof of weight and waiting for that to play out. Also, let's see how we get on there. That is pretty much it. We're up to 1 hour and 7 minutes. Not too bad today. We covered the stock market. We've covered the crypto. And of course, will the hammer truly fall this week? And of course, this will be probably the most painful part of the crypto cycle, is getting this last hammer. And of course, will it be the last hammer? Probably. And of course, we're waiting for the Fed to pivot as well. So we've got lots of volatility. We did expect it in November. We've talked about it a lot of times, and we're getting it. And it's not fully over yet, because if BTC goes to 14K or 12K or 11K and pray, that's still quite a bit down from where we are at the moment. So just remember that. ETH, some people are talking about $600 to $800 ETH as well. So that is a lot more pain in the ETH there. Once you go into that 1,000 psychological level, a lot more pain. How long will it stay there for? Well, we will find out. And of course, we've also got the Grayscale Trust as well. That discount is massive. So we'll see how that plays out also. So lots more drama to come, and we'll see. The quality is going to be key. Those quality assets, the best assets, should have money reallocated or crypto reallocated to them. So obviously, people are still backing ETH big time, and that bodes well for PulseChain as well. So that's some of the cool stuff happening. Let's jump out of that, and let's get back into HEX at the moment. Let's get back to HEX. I'm going to quickly pull up the HEX chart. Boom. All right, so here's HEX at the moment. So HEX at the moment started off with green day. So we've got a green day starting 2.67. Let's see where we end up tomorrow when I cover this, of course, and so forth. So that's pretty much it where we are there. The HEX daily stats. Now, if you guys haven't joined our Discord, links in the video description. Someone will put it in the chat. If you haven't got into, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell as well. Obviously, I'll be back on again tomorrow. We'll see how HEX gets on by then. And, of course, you can use limit orders like Matcha and things like that, 1 inch, depending on where you are. There are different ways of setting price limits if you want to catch the bottom, whenever that's going to be. We saw the poll earlier, and so that was pre-distributed. But we do have a lot more people expecting the price to go lower. We'll see whether that happens and whether it follows the market down if we get that hammer falling smash bang. And will we get PulseChain before Christmas? That'd be pretty nice. That'd be super bullish for HEX because that'd be the ETH proof of stake of testnet and not the BSC version. So that'd be super bullish as well. So lots of stuff in play. I will probably try and post a couple of short form videos later on today. So stay tuned for that as well. Now, if you haven't joined my new channel, The Bird is Freed. It's about Twitter, Elon, and freedom and all that sort of stuff there. Go check the community tab here on Hex Token and go and subscribe, and feel free to watch some of the recent videos. I'll be posting regularly on that as we build that channel up as well. All right, cool. Let's get into it. We've got a couple more comments for a sign off. We're going to play some funky music on the way out, of course. That's what we got to do. We've got to do that. What else? We've got Brendan in the house there. Morning, Superman and family. Good to see you. I'm trying to make sure that I'm up to date on here. I think I jumped way past that. I know that I talked about Sandy this last time I was on here. Unpopular. Yeah, we got up to that. The most popular shy girl, says Brian. That's true, that. And yeah. Christian says, stake 555. Don't worry if you can't last all the time. I'll send you a written notarized letter stating that it will go into my grandkids' accounts, says Christian. And nice one there. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy it. We're up to an hour and 11 minutes. Take care, everybody. I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Let's play out some fun stuff on the way out. Peace.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.